Good morning, it's Steve here. I've been playing around with this old treadmill right here. I took the rollers out of it, got the shafts out of it. I stole 2 bearings from this roller. I'm about to cut that one in half, get these bearings in them, modify them shafts, modify this framework, and we're going to turn this thing into a belt sander. A pretty nice one. Hang in there. Let me get a few things done. I'll show you how to get this going. You could do it yourself. All you need is a treadmill. Man, I got this thing sort of butched together for a moment. It's getting sunny outside. I got to get out of this shed. Well, let me show you where I'm at and what I got left to do in the future. I got a couple things a little bit, anything you do could always be a little bit better. But I got that board. I cut that board. I got it laying back down underneath of this belt here. I haven't cut these shafts off yet. I just re-drilled them and re-tapped them. Got everybody mounted up here. And let me show you how this thing is going. I still have to put these things on the back side, to kind of help keep the belt positioned up there at the head roller. Those guys will be on the back side of it, similar to that right there. But here it is with no help running. I did just like I said. I cut them rollers up, shortened up the framework. I'll get this board reattached to it. It's not actually attached right now. But here we go. Let me show you how easy this would be. Oh, let me plug that in. If somebody ever wants to give you a treadmill, this might be a reason to say, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll take it. Hold on. What's going on? Oh, there it is. What am I dragging on something up here? What's going on? Oh, I'm up against there. I was up against the table. This thing mounted on the back side. That can help keep it from walking around. But that's where I'm at the moment. It's kind of big and in the way today. So I think I'm going to store it in the rafters up here for right now. It'll fit in there. It was one of the reasons it's the dimension it is. You won't even see it once I get it up there. Might be a good place to keep yours if you ever make one. Think about where to hide it. You always need floor space when you have a busy little crowded shed like this one. Alright, I got to get outside, you guys. I'll be so mad at myself if I don't get a little bit of the day under me. I'm going to keep going. May not be the next video, but I'm going to, sooner or later at some point, we're going to make this thing pretty fancy schmancy. I think I'm going to chop it in half right here. I want to make this treadmill pivot about this axis so that I can immediately go from horizontal to vertical, just like this treadmill does. As long as I rotate around this shaft right here, this dimension on this belt won't change. I could put it at any angle I want to. But yeah, get yourself a treadmill and a sanding belt. Heck, in a matter of half a day, you got yourself a pretty nice little machine. Alright, thanks for giving me somebody to talk to. I'll keep goofing around with this thing in the future. Keep you updated. Got to do something about the alignment on this thing. Didn't even notice that earlier. Alright, guys, I'm out. Man, I'm going to scavenge from this old busted heater and try to make a casing to go around the electrical portion of this, the hell you call us, belt sander. Check that out. Squeeze that thing in there. Took the outer shell out of that heater. You know, made some strategic cuts here and there. It ain't bad. It could be a lot better, but that's good enough for what we're messing with here, ain't it? Let's see if we can't get that thing mounted on here in some aesthetically pleasing way. Hang in there. Well, I went ahead and did it. I chopped up that cover. I got everything crammed back in here, packaged up inside this thing pretty good, I guess, you know. Get everything hooked back up. I took and chopped up that control panel. It's gonna be sitting inside there like that. I guess I could paint it or something. We'll see. But either way, hang in there. We'll see how this turns out. I'm gonna mount it vertically on the wall right there. Well, I kind of feel bad doing this, but I guess it's the end of an era. I need that piece of metal right there. That handle for this nonsense I put on here for weed eating while you're push mowing. I guess that's going to go away. Got to finish up this belt sander. Taking it off. Man, I'm about to weld a couple of nuts onto this piece of tubing. And let me bring to your attention that if, this is all thread. So if you don't have these nuts timed correctly after you do the weld, this thing's going to bind up on you really hard. So be careful at this point if you decide to go this route. Man, I got that thing behind this belt here. You can see the intention is if you turn the all thread, that should move back and forth. As long as you keep the all thread from moving. I'm going to keep messing around, get this thing on here. And, we ought to be able to control the centering of that belt with that thing. Hang in there. Okay, I'm completely done with messing around with this nonsense today. But it's doing a pretty good job. I got this little thing mounted in here to help keep that belt tracked up there on the head roller. Everything is doing all right. Let me go back to the other side. It don't... Things just ain't quite centered and all that. But yeah, that's just me. But the belt runs really good. Let's turn it on. I'll show you this little knob I made. I got to take it off of there once I get the belt tracking really good. Now, it'll be the first job I do with this actual sanding belt. So let's throttle this guy up. I put the switches in the side of that heater body up there to turn the power on and off up here. I just got a cord running over here, hanging over this all thread. I just chucked this stuff together. I don't need to cut that all thread yet. I could hang something off of it. But anyways, tiny people, little shops, and where do you put all this stuff if you don't have a big shop? So let's see if we can do this. Let's get this guy up here a ways. See, in this knob, if I adjust this knob, that belt is moving over. So, yeah, that's the result of a hole saw, just a remnant. I gotta get the burrs off of it. Anyways, let's throw this thing all the way at maximum RPMs. 80 miles an hour. We might as well sand something. Well, you know, it's sand stuff. I'm sure it'll do anything that a store-bought belt sander will do. But you don't have to buy one. Just throw some junk together and make yourself your own junk. It'll get the job done. Let me store it. Man, I drilled a hole through the 2x6 in the rafter here. And I got a bolt sticking out. Let me see if I can bring you with me here. This is how I'm going to store it. I'm just going to pivot it up into the overhead like this. Elevate it. Poke that bolt through there. And there. That thing's completely out of the way of my tiny, I don't lose no space in my little tiny shop. That's the way to store one of these things. I'm going to take it back down, and in case you're curious and you want to go down this road, if I was to do it, hindsight's 20/20. If I was to do it over again, let me explain to you the way I would do it the next time. I'm not going to do it myself, but if you want to do it, just some ideas. Man, if you're in a hurry, or you just want to get it done super duper easy, just leave this stuff the way that they had it mounted. But if I was to do this again, the center of this shaft would be in the center of this piece of tubing right here. This whole machine wouldn't be any more than 1.5 inches tall. Then I could mount it inside the wall vertically. Well, that's what I would do if I was to do it again the next time. And then, this kind of nonsense is just me. I don't suggest if you want to make a good YouTube video and go viral that you do this kind of crazy stuff. It's just me. Better than throwing it in the trash. All right. I'm done goofing around today. I'll figure out some way of, it's just swinging right now. It's pivoting on some all thread, and I don't, quite honestly, I'd be surprised if I still owned it in a month from now. I was just goofing around. Thanks for giving me somebody to talk to. But this will work. I'm out. Man, I got that knob off of there. It's just a remnant from a hole saw. But it's got a 1/4 inch hole in it, and I use 1/4 inch hole thread. Let's use this for, this is one of the times I wished I had one, so let's get it done. See if it was worth all the effort. Come on. Think safety. Yeah, I gotta do something about that pivoting. But hey, it works as good as any of them I've ever used before. Have a great one, you guys.